Oscar de la Renta. An experience.
And what did you say?
Because it was unpredictable. It was short and fun instead of long and glamorous.
I like it. You guys confer about,
I tried to coordinate. I called everybody over the holidays going, what are you wearing? What color are you wearing?
But no, I think.
But we didn't.
Nobody knows. No. We just ended up like.
Marshall, what about you? What are you wearing?
Richard Tyler.
Why do people always say there are cat fights in shows about women and not in shows about men?
We asked that question ourselves, but I don't know.
Two questions, too. Do you guys think that this show is entered in the proper category as a comedy, number one? And two, did you learn anything about category classification in terms of what categories the stars may compete in at the Emmy Awards, lead or supporting?
In terms of whether it's appropriate or not for us to be in a comedy or drama, since we're hybrid and we have elements of both, there's not really a category that we're perfect for. So Touchstone made the choice and they said, let's go for comedy. We were happy to. We wanted to.
Because we're funny.
Yeah. Made us feel good about ourselves. As far as, if we're going to go up for the Emmys, I think now that we've committed, now that we won, it would be weird to now switch over to drama. Kind of be a show-off thing. So I don't. Exactly, you never know. But I think I'll have a talk with the folks at Touchstone. We'll keep it in comedy now that we've had this success. And the truth of the matter is that, it's not exactly fair because we do have so much. We have our moments of angst, we have our mystery and stuff. But the truth is, we're not like any of those dramas either. So, a choice had to be made.
What about lead and supporting?
A lead and supporting. Once we're in the show for the shows for comedy, I think everyone has to be comedy as well. I think that's only fair.
Whether or not the stars compete in the lead or supporting races for us.
That's an interesting question. I'm not prepared to answer here tonight. Because I'm not prepared to answer that. The truth is that it's the toughest thing in the world to submit 4 brilliant actresses, 4 women I love, in the same category. It's amazing enough that we got, Nicolette gets supporting. So she's carved out her little niche. She's safe. But the 4 of you up against each other, it's really tough because I was on Golden Girls and getting the Golden Girls all nominated for one category was considered amazing. I am scared that if we put all 4 gals up again for Emmys, by definition, you're just knocking somebody out because the competition's so strong up here. That being said, I consider each and every one of them a lead of the show. So we'll have a talk about it, but it's a thinker.
Eva, I'd like to get your take on something. A big theme tonight has been the success of more mature women, and since you're sort of the kid in the whole roundup.
She's almost 30.
I'm almost 30.
What about your 40s are you looking forward to?
Oh, I'm looking forward to looking like these ladies and having the success that they have, in the business.
She's young.
I do.
She really does.
Such a hot line.
Who's got the best love life?
No.
Actually, Felicity does.
Felicity and Nicolette.
She's got the best love.
Yeah.
Mark, I wanted to ask, I think it was you on stage, we couldn't really hear back here, but I understand you said that this show was inspired by, was it your mother or mother-in-law?
I'm single, so that would be my mother.
Okay, your mother, thank you.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could explain. I don't know your love life. So
It's not as hot as Eva's, so. I have a day job, so.
I just wondered if you could explain a little bit more about how she inspired the show, and is she here tonight?
My mom is here tonight. We've left her alone with Bill Macy, and I'm terrified for Bill. I don't know what story she's telling right now. The story, which is oft told, but it's the truth. I was sitting at home with my mother in Orange County, watching coverage of the Andrea Yates trial, the woman who tragically drowned her children in a bathtub, and I was watching this on TV, and I turned to my mother and I said, "Gosh, can you imagine a woman being so desperate that she would hurt her own children?" And my mom took her cigarette out of her mouth and turned to me and said, "I've been there." And I remember saying, "Huh?" This was alarming. And for the first time, she started telling me all these stories about how while my dad was off getting his master's degree, he would leave my 2 sisters and I alone with my mom on a farm out in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma. And she had no one to turn to, and she was going slowly insane. And she had never told me these stories. And suddenly she was telling me these stories. I thought, well, good heavens, if you, someone who I consider to be the perfect wife and mother, was going insane, then every woman has had a moment of desperation. And the idea for the series was born right then and there. That's that story.
Mr. Che, editorialists have had...
I'm sorry, who's talking?
You're known for such great lines. Is there a line that you ever wrote and you thought, oh no, I can't possibly have them say that?
Well, there was this line I wrote that I thought was funny, and we gave it to Marcia, and Marcia didn't want to say it. Rex cries when he ejaculates. And I had to talk her into it a little bit. She knew it was funny, but she was scared of it, and she performed it beautifully, and that will probably be the line our series is known for now. So, but very often, that's what we just try it out on the cast, try it on the actors, and if everyone kind of is appalled, I take those lines out. But by and large, we have a good censoring mechanism.
One that you give me an example of. That everyone just, oh, that's too much. We can't do it.
I really don't want to tell you the ones I take away. I got to tell you, not a good idea. No, thank you though. Good try.
Editorialists have a hard time deciding whether this show is conservative or liberal or both or neither. Would you categorize it that way or pigeonhole it or
I think it's actually a fairly conservative show in the sense of not only are we talking about the iconic roles of wife and mother, but these gals do some crazy things in order to achieve happiness. Their desperation causes them just to do some wild things, but there's consequences for their actions. I consider that to actually be a fairly conservative way of telling stories, unlike other series where people are promiscuous or whatever, and it's kind of like promoted as a lifestyle you should enjoy. The stuff that they do that's out of bounds, they get in trouble for. So to my way of thinking, it's a little bit more conservative. That being said, Eva Longorian lingerie is not exactly a red state phenomenon. So.
To everybody up there, who's come up tonight to tell you that they're fans?
Halle Berry.
I
was excited about that. We were Kevin Spacey.
We found out at the People's Choice Awards, Michael Moore was a fan, and that was amazing. That was interesting.
Can you tell us about the proposal at all?
It was extremely romantic, and my 13-week-old white golden retriever was involved. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
Not yet. Okay.
And how did you get ready for this evening? It's so nice to see you get all dressed up because your character is so frazzled most of the time, right?
I took a shower.
You did? What are you wearing?
I'm wearing Richard Tyler.
Okay.
A few of you said that you were going to donate your dresses towards the tsunami relief effort, and I was wondering if you could please go into that.
Yeah, Donna Karen custom designed this for me, and I am donating it. And she's also really graciously done a beautiful sketch that she's signed and framed, so it'll be a whole little package. And I'm so happy to be able to raise money for such a good cause.
Nicolette, why is it like characters like the one that you play get called a slut, and people like Colin Farrell are just sort of cheered on? Why do you think that double standard exists?
Very good point. Let's discuss that with Mark Cherry.
Okay. Well, I do think that we hold women to a different standard in terms of their sexuality. Men tend to idolize other men who seem to get lucky more often, whereas our eyebrows raise at women who have a healthy sexual appetite. Also, Nicolette's actually called a slut by other characters on the show. I actually think that one of the things we're starting to do with Edie's characters, we're finding out more colors and dimensions. She had a very good episode tonight. Hopefully you all get to go home and watch it. But she's just terrific in. And I think that as the years go on, I think you'll all start to stop thinking of Nicolette as the neighborhood slut, and Edie will...
Edie is the neighborhood.
I'm sorry, Edie is the neighborhood slut. Sorry. Oh, I am really sorry about that one. But we'll start to get more colors in for Edie, and she'll take on a different identity in the neighborhood, I'm thinking.
And I would like to point out that Edie microphone really has not has not had sex on the show and does not tell lies on the show.
She is the truth teller of the neighborhood, that's true.
Just wanted.
Yes.
Everyone has TiVo!
Yeah, not everyone, I'm afraid.
Oh my
You know what? There's nothing we can do about it. We have to be willing to face all sorts of competition, in the long run of the series. So we just keep our fingers crossed. And we just found out recently we're going to be releasing the DVDs in August, so we know the fans will catch it at some point, hopefully. So.
Nicolette, I just wanted to ask you, what do you have to say to Mr. Blackwell tonight? And Terry, is this going to help your love life in any way? Winning 2 awards tonight. I'm sorry, over here. Just wanted to.
Okay, well, first.
Can you do it? Can you go to the microphone, Hunt, just so we hear you better?
This is definitely a microphone thing.
First of all, it's always nice to be a winner. And to be the worst dressed is an accomplishment. Thank you. Terry, would you like to step up and say something? I'd rather win the worst dressed than be number 2 on the best dressed. And what the hell does Blackwell know anyway?
Yeah, there you go.